Hello YouTube. This is going to be another commentary slash gameplay slash rant from yours truly, xKenDaKillax. Now, as you may notice, I'm playing The Force Unleashed 2. And otherwise, one of the most hated games LucasArts has made. And that's only because LucasArts won't give us Battlefront 3 or Republic Commando 2. I can get more on that later, but for now, I just want to get back to the gameplay. Now, first off, I want to point out that I used to love The Force Unleashed 2. I used to be obsessed with it. I beat it on all 4 difficulties before I got Xbox Live. It was like the third game I had, because back when I got an Xbox in 2010 Christmas, I only had Forza Motorsport 3, Alan Wake, and this game. But Alan Wake was a download, so I couldn't even download that at the time. So really, I've beaten this game at least 10 times. And I've enjoyed playing it over and over again. And right here I can show you the DLCs for the game, because it's literally 2 things: The Force Unleashed 2, which is $20 itself, the character pack, and Endor. Endor is probably the biggest thing out of all those, except, well, other than the game, I mean. It's a really big download, by the way. But anyways, I'm gonna get to the gameplay. As you can see here, I'm probably gonna cut out most of the game audio because my computer was being uber glitchy last night when I recorded this. And I was just getting frustrated and mad, and my parents were calling me and everything. By the way, in a lot of The Force Unleashed 2, you can't skip cutscenes, so you're gonna basically see every single repetitive cutscene in this game. So, basically all I can say is get used to it, because even at the beginning around here, I try and skip it, which is impossible. I don't know if it makes me mad or not necessarily. I'm just not used to playing a game where you can't skip cutscenes. The only game I've ever played where you can't skip cutscenes, like when you can't skip little tiny cutscene parts like this, is Mafia 2. But beyond that, I just want to tell you how much this game ruins. I mean, like I said, I like The Force Unleashed 1 and 2. The Force Unleashed 1 had excellent DLC from what gameplay I've seen, and by the way, I want to get the Ultimate Sith Edition for Christmas. Ooh, an email. How interesting. Anyways, I just want to tell you that I had the PS2 version of The Force Unleashed 1, and I enjoyed it a lot. I've heard the PSP version is good too, and like you all know, I want to get a PSP. So, all I can really do is just commentate over this for you, and explain to me how I saw this, playing it for like the second time. That's right, I've never even beaten Endor. This is going to be the first time me beating Endor. And this is probably going to be like a 2-part series, so I'd say stay tuned for the second part, which should be coming up in the next couple days after I upload this. Alright, so here we have the dark clone of Starkiller. Spoiler alert, at the end of The Force Unleashed 2, if you take the dark side ending, which is also the default ending, which is when you're about to strike Vader, you know, you're gonna kill Vader. I knew you wouldn't kill Vader. And if you did, the Emperor would bring him back in The Force Unleashed 3, you know, which is bound to come out some year now. So, literally, we just have the dark clone of Starkiller. And to be honest, this doesn't make sense to me, because at first you're thinking, oh, they finally continued the DLC from the first game. That's awesome, you know? You probably are gonna find out later on, like, Luke became your apprentice and everything, you know, he's your Padawan in the dark side. Oh, that's really cool. And then you're like, wait, he couldn't dual wield? What? How is he, what? Mind trick? What happened to my force choke? What, you know, you're just wondering, and what are these little, what are these cutscene takedowns? What is this? This isn't continued DLC. This is DLC of its own. What is this? Okay, so what I want to explain to you is that even The Force Unleashed 2, don't want to say it, screwed up, I'll say that instead. The Force Unleashed screwed up its own backstory even. You just think, oh my gosh, they're finally continuing the DLC. How awesome is that? This is gonna be great, you know, Luke and everything, you know. Ooh, who am I gonna fight, you know, who's gonna be at the end? I mean, there's bound to be a boss at the end, you know, like there was in most of the levels for the normal game, for the first and second game, you know, there was always a final boss. I mean, I wonder who this is gonna be. And you're just sitting here, and you're just playing through, you know, killing everybody. That's all the Force Unleashed is. It's like God of War with less tits, less gore, less blood, less language, I guess. I've only played God of War like twice, but literally from what I remember, this is literally exactly like it, just Star Wars. But anyways, the Force Unleashed just screws up Star Wars. It screws up Star Wars, the Force Unleashed in itself, and it makes all of the original fans mad, because when comparing the Force Unleashed 1 and 2 to KOTOR, Battlefront, Republic Commando, Jedi Knight, people are gonna get pissed off because, you know, the only games that LucasArts has really made Star Wars related recently is the Force Unleashed 1 and 2 and the Old Republic. I heard the Old Republic is free to play now. I still don't know if that's completely correct. I think it's a lot like God of War, World of Warcraft, where you just play up till a certain level. So that almost makes it crappy in its own sense, just saying. Right now I'm searching for a collectible, you know, because that's that's the most interesting part about the Force Unleashed 1 and 2, is that you can customize your character. You know, you can get certain outfits, you can get certain lightsabers, you can get certain force powers, you can get certain powers in general. So you're just thinking, oh yeah, this game, man, this game is just wow, you know. But literally, this game just screws up everything, because people do get mad very often because of what the Force Unleashed is, and how LucasArts is just spinning off things. I mean, we all heard what's-his-face or whatever step down, so now everyone's confused about Battlefront even more. So, all I can really say is that comparing the Force Unleashed 1 and 2 and the Old Republic to KOTOR, Jedi Knight, Republic Commando, Battlefront, etc., maybe Jedi, Starfighter, and Starfighter, you know, all we can do is just sit here and compare them and hate, you know, one of the two, because, you know, there's the kids who haven't played Battlefront and such, and they're probably missing out, and they're like, yeah, the Force Unleashed is cool, dude, it's fun, it's great, I like it, you know, but they haven't played these other games. And really, it's like comparing the prequels to the originals. It's like, oh, episode 5 is boring. It's like, no, it's not. It's like, well, blah, blah, blah. Well, just think of the time when it came out, you know? But, yeah, well, we knew it because everyone was always saying, Luke, I am your father, you know? Blah, blah, blah. Well, it's like, first you need to watch the... I mean, okay, literally, people always ask, how would you show Star Wars to a family? Would you show it 1 through 6 so they just get the story immediately? Or would you do the originals and then the prequels? My sister wanted to watch Star Wars because of her boyfriend. That's right, because of her boyfriend. So when he came over, I literally got out my DVD, my 2008 original trilogy. I literally got out my original trilogy bonus discs, which has the original theatrical edition, and I showed her episode 4, or A New Hope, or Star Wars, which it was originally called. I showed her that first, because I really didn't want her, like, seeing 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6, because it gives away all of what the original trilogy is. So it only makes sense to watch episode 4 first. And let me tell you, my cousin was there too, and literally the scene when Han shot first, I yelled that. Han shot first, literally. But aside from the anger and rage that the Force Unleashed can bring, because basically it makes you more angry. Like there's literally a rage mode that you get when you fight enough and you get angry enough. There's literally a rage mode in this game, because that's what this game is, you know. oh, look at this cool DLC. You can kick a Ewok. You know, that's all I remember them advertising about this. But aside from all that, I want to point out that my next couple videos should be pretty interesting. I already have, my friend was talking to me today about gameplay. He was talking to me about using his gameplay for a commentary later on. But first off, I'm gonna make this Force Unleashed rant, you know, angry, whatever, rant sort of thing, I guess. And then I'm gonna make the wish list video for who else wants Star Wars Battlefront 3. I've been offered a chance to do that, and I am extremely excited for it. I don't know exactly how I'm going to approach that video. All I know is that I'm probably going to do it within this month, or maybe next month, because finals are coming up. Yes, that's right, finals in 2 weeks, but I'll probably make the video in the next week or two. It might take a while to upload it, though. I don't really know when I'm going to upload it. All I know is that this is going to be a 2 or 3 part video, and to be honest, this really reminds me of getting angry at the game, and it reminds me of how much people want Star Wars Battlefront 3. So, basically, we all want Star Wars Battlefront 3, I guess. I mean, all of my videos end up making me say that we all want Star Wars Battlefront 3, because who doesn't want it? But, to be honest, I can't really explain more about how this DLC screws up Star Wars and The Force Unleashed. I can't really explain that until the second part, which is probably gonna be a lot more fast-paced and more interesting than this part. So I suggest that you stay tuned for the second part, as this is gonna be an interesting little tiny series. So, just so you know now, I'm probably going to be leaving links in the description, and I just hope to make quality videos in the future. I would like to get a better editing device, because the Roxio Game Capture Video Wave thing, it's okay. Like, the quality of the Roxio Game Capture is okay. You know, I heard the Roxio Game Capture HD Pro looks amazing, by the way, in case any of you have seen it. It's actually, I saw a video on it last night, and it looks really interesting because it's like smaller. I think it's bigger actually, and you can record HDMI gameplay and everything. So I thought that was pretty cool. But this video is coming close to a close, so I'm probably gonna just shut up here in a second. Subscribe and check out the links below, and stay tuned for part 2, guys.
Look, my squad half man drill, half man teller. My band about 70 strong, just like fella. Yeah, part Melly Mel, part Van Helen, and we represent